I've never posted anything like this before. I'm not here for attention or likes or to sound wise. I just haven't been able to sleep lately. I hear drums at night. I see things in the corners of my room that disappear when I blink. But the worst part is, I keep dreaming about him. His face. His scream. So yeah, maybe it's time I finally say what happened. This was a long time ago, back when I was just a village boy. Maybe 18. I was part of our army, not like soldiers in a city with guns and boots and proper ranks. No. This was the kind of army where we tied red cloths around our arms, held wooden shields, and fought with blades passed down from our grandfathers. We were fighting a war with a neighboring tribe. For land, they said. For pride. Whatever the reason, men were dying, and the elders needed strong arms. The one person we believed would lead us to victory was Okwu. That man was different. Huge, quiet, and focused like a hunter who never missed. There was a story that he once fought 5 men alone and sent them home naked. He didn't laugh. Didn't joke. Didn't even sit with us around the fire. He always sat alone, sharpening his machete, looking into the bush like something was calling him from inside. We all trusted him. Even when our legs were shaking before battle, we stood straighter because he was there. But none of us knew he had a secret. It was after our second victory. We were tired, bleeding, but proud. We set up camp near a river deep in the bush. Nobody liked the place, it was too quiet. Even the frogs didn't croak. But the water was clean, and we needed to wash and drink. We thought we'd rest for a day and move on. That night, I noticed something strange. Okwu disappeared. At first, I thought maybe he was relieving himself. But he was gone for too long. Almost an hour. When he came back, his face looked different. Sweaty, pale, and empty. His eyes were red, like he hadn't slept. He didn't say a word. Just sat by his mat and stared at the fire until morning. Then the whispers started. First it was Is who said it. He came back from the bush shaking, his face white. I saw her, he said. A woman. Floating. We laughed at him. Told him he was dreaming with his eyes open. But that night, none of us could sleep. There were footsteps around our camp. Not normal ones. They sounded wet. Like someone walking barefoot through mud. We took turns keeping watch, but nobody saw anything. Every night, Okwu went missing. And every morning, he looked worse. We stopped catching animals in our traps. The birds flew away. Even our roasted yams were turning black on the inside. Dyke, our elder warrior, started drawing symbols in the dirt and burning herbs. He said something was in our camp. A curse. Still, Okwu said nothing. The final battle came sooner than we expected. The enemy found our camp and attacked at dawn. We were barely awake when arrows started flying. I ran for my spear. My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped it. But when I turned to follow Okwu, he wasn't moving. He stood in the center of camp, spear in hand, but frozen. His mouth was moving, but no sound was coming out. Then she came. From the trees. A woman, tall, with hair that touched the ground. White cloth. No face. Just smooth, shifting darkness. She floated toward him like smoke. And Okwu, he didn't run. He smiled. That's when I knew. He knew her. She touched his chest, and he fell to his knees. And then, he began to fall apart. Not like being cut. Not like being burned. It was slower. His skin crumbled like old bread. His bones vanished into dust. No blood. No scream. Just dust rising like ashes. 1 second he was a man. The next, he was wind. We all froze. The enemy stopped fighting. Even they looked afraid. The wind blew the dust across our camp. Over us. Into our eyes. Our mouths. I tasted ash for days after that. We lost the war. Of course we did. With no leader, no strength, and a fear we couldn't explain. The enemy didn't even kill the last of us. They said something was wrong with our camp. That it stank of death. That the air was too heavy to breathe. Only 5 of us came back. We lied to the elders. Said Okwu was ambushed. Said he died protecting us. They built a statue. Named a tree after him. Even had a festival. But I knew. We all knew. Dak told me later, Okwu had fallen in love with a mummy water. A spirit woman from the river. He made a promise to her. That he would never belong to another land, never fight for any tribe again. She gave him strength. But the day he led us to war, he broke that promise. And she came for him. Now you see why I can't sleep. Why I hear footsteps at night. Why I dream of rivers. Because I was there when Okwu died. I saw the curse take shape. And I breathed in his ashes. Some nights, I feel my skin flaking. Just a little. Like dust. And I wonder, did he die alone? Or did she take all of us that day, one by one, and we are only now starting to disappear?